I just got fired for not knowing what chicky figs are. I worked for a supermarket chain here in the US for the past 3 years. I busted my butt there for minimum wage so that I can pay for school. I always took extra shifts and did everything my manager asked me to do. I was a good employee and I never even had so much as a write-up. Yesterday a woman came into the store. She came up to the customer service desk while I was helping another customer. She started to snap her fingers at me and demand my attention, stating she was in a rush and needed help finding something immediately. I told her that I had to finish with the current customer first and then I would be right there to assist her. She was not too happy about it but waited until I finished. When it was her turn, I asked her what she was looking for. The woman asked me where the chicky figs are. I was confused and didn't understand what she meant, so I asked her to repeat herself, but she said it the exact same way the second time. I honestly had no idea at the time what she was referring to. My mind just went blank as I have never heard someone use that terminology before. I asked her what that was as I was not familiar with it. That's when she suddenly became violent, screaming at me that I was an idiot and worthless. I tried to defuse the situation but this woman just would not calm down. She was causing a huge scene that was drawing the attention of other customers. I felt that it was necessary to call for the manager and security. My manager got there first. He has always been the customer is always right type. He came down and immediately asked me what I had done wrong. He apologized to her for my behavior and asked her what she wanted. He was able to figure out that she was looking for frozen chicken fingers. He gave her a free box of chicken fingers and she continued to verbally insult me. Later my manager said I was in the wrong, that I was being rude and condescending to the customer and I should have understood what she was asking for. I tried to defend myself and explain my side of the story but he would not listen. He said there are many college students he can hire to do my job and that I was a dime a dozen girl. I was fired and told to get off the property. I feel stupid now for not realizing she was asking for chicken fingers, but I honestly did not understand her. I don't understand why she couldn't have just said it properly. I don't understand how it is my fault that she caused a scene and scared other customers. Now I'm unemployed and trying to figure out what to do next. I don't understand how the customer is always right even at the expense of a hard-working employee. It just doesn't make sense to me. He said there are many college students he can hire to do my job and that I was a dime a dozen girl. I was fired and told to get off the property. I can just about guarantee he is the type to complain about how nobody wants to work anymore. File for unemployment and find something better. They set a very low bar on that one. Fuck that place and that lady. Who the fuck calls it chicky figs in the first fucking place? And can't figure out to walk their ass over to the frozen section that they're always in. Also fuck your boss for firing you over this. Even if you were in the wrong here. You weren't. It's what, like $10 fucking dollars you cost the company? This place is toxic. Find somewhere better. Jobs are a dime a dozen right now. You did nothing wrong, move on and do not think about those pricks again. Yep, customer is definitely wrong and the manager only fired you because they never learned how to manage properly. 1. It's not common use language or even slang. 2. A Google search returned some NSFW content, meaning what she said is useless. 3. The manager's comments were meant to offend and only to offend. That manager should be ashamed of their behavior. I bet that person treats their own family members like that. You are far more intelligent than the supervisor. That's where they ended in life. Taking shit from some moron not competent enough to feed themselves. I was legit trying to figure out what a chicky fig was. Since I know there are figs and fig Newtons, I never would have made that connection. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Managers generally suck. I believe everything happens for a reason and that you'll find something much more suitable. The customer is always right refers to marketing, selling what people want to buy. Not allowing patrons to treat your staff however they please. If a customer wants to buy 35 half-gallons of ice cream and you have it in stock, you don't tell them they won't be able to store it or that that much ice cream will give them diabetes. You sell it to them. However, if that customer starts screaming at your stock boy because you don't have 35 half-gallons of ice cream in the store, they are not right and you kick them out. Your manager is a dumb piece of shit. Please keep firmly in mind that you deserved better and still do. What the fuck? How old was she? 2? That sounds like something a 2-year-old would say. No offense to 2-year-olds out there. What the absolute fuck is a chicky fig? Getting fired sounds like the best thing that could have happened. Does she have the brain of a toddler? Because that's the only reason for an adult human being to be asking for chicky figs in public. Your manager is a spineless sack of shit. I'm sorry you had to go through this, but you're better off not working for that dipshit or that store. Is there anyone higher you can complain to though? This is an insane reason to fire someone, and at the very least your manager should have to have an uncomfortable conversation with his own boss. Tried to defend myself and explain my side of the story, but he would not listen. He said there are many college students he can hire to do my job and that I was a dime a dozen girl. I was fired and told to get off the property. Yup. That sounds about right. You didn't get fired for chicky figs. You got fired because your manager is a dumb sociopath. I feel stupid now for not realizing she was asking for chicken fingers, but I honestly did not understand her. I don't understand why she couldn't have just said it properly. I don't understand how it is my fault that she caused a scene and scared other customers. You're trying to look for an explanation that makes logical sense. You're looking for meaning. There is none. I'm sorry for what you went through. What a piece of shit manager. Personally, I would take that shit to a regional manager or even corporate. That's madness. That had to be on camera too. Easily provable that you didn't do anything wrong. I'll await OP's update on how they found a better job with better pay. Name and shame. So folks can boycott or at least avoid that store. My first few weeks at a grocery store, I was memorizing clue codes very quickly. I hadn't learned the number for kale yet, but it was fairly popular at the time, so I took a quick glance at the number to be sure I had it right, and without warning the customer tells me, that's kale. The vegetable you are holding is called kale. I never thought naming a leafy green could be so condescending, but damn. Here we are. So I stop typing. Look at them directly. I politely, but firmly say, actually sir, this is 94,627 inches, and just kept on going. I don't think he understood, as most people don't know the clue code system. I didn't before working there. Anyway, heck this guy. Wow. I'm enraged for you. Chicky figs. I would have been confused as well. Like, is that a thing this store carries? You deserve better and will find better. It took me a while to figure out chicky figs. At first, I'd have told her to go to produce and she'll find the figs next to the prunes, raisins, and dates. Personally, I worked grocery for 8 years at one point and I've never heard of chicky figs. Fuck that bitch. I would have just told her to fuck off and walk away. would have resulted in the same consequence in this case. Also, your manager is a cocksucker piece of shit by asking what you did wrong rather than what the issue was. Honestly, go find a better job. Because it sounds like they did you a favor. Customers aren't always right. In fact, they are oftentimes completely wrong and out of line. A manager then won't back up their subordinates as a company man piece of shit. That's poor leadership. Name and shame. Manager and business. Better you get out of there. Any job that the customer is always right just means the customer is allowed to abuse you. I don't think anyone would know what she was asking for. Find a better job and understand you're worth more than being someone's punching bag. Good luck on the job search. Chicky figs rolling on the floor, laughing, 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 rolling on the floor, laughing. Edit. I'm sorry, you are now unemployed op. I have nothing of value to add to the conversation.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.